Hello guys, I'm going to show you how I make pinto beans. I make them the way my mother used to. The only thing I do different is I add ham because I love ham and beans. But I'm Spanish, and this is the way my mother used to make beans, and I absolutely love how she made them. I pour the beans into the pan, and then I fill this up with water, soak it overnight. Okay, and then you rinse it out in the morning, pour all that water out, then you rinse your beans, okay? That helps clean them, and it helps them absorb water so they cook a little bit quicker when you do cook them. In my mother's case, she cooked them all day. I mean, my mom would cook them all day long, and that's what I do. I start them in the morning, say around 9 o'clock, and then around 5, 6 in the evening, that's when they're ready. And I like cooking them this way because I'm going to show you. I've got some cooking right now on low heat. I like my beans to have a little creamy texture, I guess you could say, creaminess. See, these are ready to eat. You can see how they are right now. They're ready to eat. Ooh. Hold on, guys. That was not good. Okay. There we go. Anyway, these are ready to eat. But I like to cook them the way my mom did, which was she would smash them up against the side of the pan after they got super soft so that they get creamy. And that's what I do. I like a little bit of creaminess to them. And as the water boils down, you get a thicker, solution, I guess you could say, with the beans rather than just watery. I don't like them when they're like this. I do not like them when they're just watery like that. Not at all. So as the water boils down, it just gets thicker. That's what I love. That's what my mother used to do. So, yeah, you soak them overnight, and they say it helps with gas too. If you have a real problem with gas with beans, they say soaking helps. I don't have a real problem with that. Once in a while, I guess it just depends on your body. You know how we all go through stages where something might bother us, then it doesn't. But if you actually do have a problem, Pinto really works. It actually works. It says to take one, but if I'm having any doubts that maybe I might have gas problems, I take 2 of these when I eat them. I'd have 0 problems. 0. But anyway, you cook them all day long, guys. That's what I do, and it gets you to where they're a nice thickness to them. A thickness to the liquid around them, and that's the way I'm going to always make them. I learned that from when I came home from school one day in high school. She was in the kitchen, and she was pressing something against the pan like this, and I was like, "Mom, what are you doing?" And she goes, "Oh, I'm just pressing the beans against the side of the pan to make it thicker." And so I love that. So anyway, and then I don't salt them till about the last hour of cooking, because salting early can make your beans tougher. So I don't salt them till the last hour. And then I also add lard. Yes, you heard it, lard. My mother always used morel lard to put in her beans. It gives them an amazing flavor. And all you people are like, "Oh my God, that's lard, that's fat." That is such old thinking. Fat is not what gets you problems. It is the carbohydrates that act like a glue in your veins. It is not the fat. So that thinking is going away, thank goodness. My relatives, they used fat, they used animal fat, they used lard like this for everything. They lived well into their 80s and 90s. But they also ate healthy food. They also ate real food. They weren't eating tons of, processed and, junk food from restaurants and stuff. So I put in about, I'd say, let's see, hold on guys. just a big spoon like this. I'd say that's probably a tablespoon. Or, no, I put in like a couple of these. So I'd say a couple of tablespoons. It just gives amazing flavor to the beans. And if I'm going to eat something, I want it to taste delicious. And that makes them delicious. So if you're one of those people that think, oh my God, it's lard, it's fat. Guys, get out of that old world thinking. Fat is not what clogs up your arteries. It is the carbohydrates. Carbohydrates act like a glue. The unhealthy carbohydrates. Let's get that straight. Not carbohydrates from fruits and vegetables. I'm talking unhealthy, like cookies and candies and tons of grains, that type of stuff. So yeah. So I'm going to show you. I put ham. I get these little, you know, these, it comes as a round, but I cut them in half. It's just for me. And then I just dice it up and put that in the beans. Oh, probably the last, I'd say 2 hours of cooking. Because this, 2 to 3 hours, because this cut does not fall apart. You know how you can put some meat to boil for a long time and then it just shreds to nothing? This doesn't do that. These are those ham strips, you see? They're like that. And I just chop it up and put that in about the last 2 to 3 hours, and they do not, it does not just fall apart, but boy oh boy does it give the beans an amazing flavor. My mom did not put ham, but when I tasted some beans with ham a long time ago, I just fell in love. So I put that in there. So I'll show you. Let's fix that right there. Come on, little camera. Down you go. So yeah, so see, I just I leave the fat too, guys. The fat gives flavor. Gives lots of good flavor. I am into flavor, and if I'm going to be doing things to lose weight, I want to have food that I actually enjoy eating. I don't want something that tastes like, you know, sorry, I'm just not a kale. I'm not a kale eater and just a salad eater. I believe that proteins are one of the biggest keys to helping to keep your weight down. Protein and fat help satiate you, so you don't want to eat a lot. One thing I've noticed on these vegetarian and vegan videos is, my gosh, all they talk about is food. They're constantly starving, constantly hungry. That's all they talk about. Oh, I can't wait for lunch, can't wait for dinner. Well, they're not getting satiated by the right kind of fats. So they're constantly hungry. They want to eat constantly. I'm just a firm believer. That's the way I was raised to eat, and I love it. So here we go, guys. I'm going to cut this. I normally do this just piece by piece, but today, what the heck? I think I will anyway. It's just a little bit easier that way than all at once. So, there we go. Screw that. Gonna use my hands. My hands are clean. I just washed them. These are good. These are good tools that we were given to use. So I'm going to be cutting up the ham like this. See that? I just cut it up into, you know, little tiny and small cubes, basically like that. Cut them as small as you want, whatever, because I'm telling you, this cut does not just fall apart, which is nice, because then you have something to bite into when you're eating your beans, you know. So I just kind of you know, cut them basically like that. Maybe a little smaller if you like, but I like that bite. So that will go into a bowl covered in the fridge until I'm, you know, ready to use them. Hold on. So yeah, I will put that in here. Whoops. until I am ready to throw them into the beans. And I'm telling you guys, these give the most delicious flavor to your beans. But I wanted to show you that this is what I grew up with. My mom made the best beans ever, and it was all from this lard. Yes, lard, a little bit in there for flavor, and she cooked them all day long, and that in turn just produced the best beans ever. And if you smush a little along the side, you will have kind of a thicker liquid to where they're not just this watery blob of beans. I don't like that, guys. So yeah, these are coming along nicely. Let's see here. Yeah, these have been cooking since what, 9 o'clock, and it is now what, 12:41. So they're actually ready to eat, but no, these are going to cook till about 6 o'clock, and they'll be nice and ready to be smushed against the side of the pan and make that a nice thick liquid and yummy. And then they're perfect for burritos, tacos, whatever else you like to use. Beans, eggs. Oh, I love eggs and beans for breakfast. Well, for me, breakfast is about 11 o'clock, but for breakfast I like to put a little pile of beans on a plate, throw an egg on top, maybe with a little chili. Oh, it's just so good. But anyway, guys, just wanted to show you real quick how I make my beans from my mom, who used to cook everything from scratch. Oh my goodness, I don't know how she did it, but she did. While we were growing up, and it was delicious. The enchiladas, the tacos, the beans, everything she made, oh, they were just delicious. Her roasts, everything. So there you go, guys. There's a little tip on how to make some delicious beans. And I don't eat a whole lot of, grains and legumes, but I'm not going to eliminate my beans because I love them. I grew up with them. And I've stopped the whole roller coaster I was on of thinking you have to eat a certain way, just carnivore, or just this, or just that. No, I'm done with that, guys. I am going to eat what agrees with my body, limit the amount, because I'm older now at 65. You don't need a whole lot of calories, you just need nutrition, and this is going to be part of it. So wanted to share that with you guys. And remember, the key is cook them all day. And I've never used a slow cooker. I should try it, but I never have, because I see so many different reviews on that. Some say they came out real dry, or they kind of burned and stuck to the side, or whatever. I don't know. But with this, yeah, you have to watch them all day. So you'd have to do this on a day you're home if you're working outside the home. And you have to stir them so they don't stick to the bottom. And what I do, so they're not directly on the electric stove, is I put this little, see this metal thing here? I put that underneath to kind of give a little buffer between the direct coil to the pan. So there's a little airflow that can go through there. Because when I would put it directly on the coils, I ended up, I would burn them one too many times. And then I keep it on low and keep it just slightly covered with this, just tilted a little. And you can see that, they'll just cook all day. And you want to do that so that it doesn't evaporate right away. And then towards the end of the cooking, if you see there's too much water still, I will even take some out, just so that I have enough to have a liquid, but a very thick liquid, after smashing them on the side. So there you go, guys. These will be delicious tonight. Have a good one. Bye-bye.